All right, out of the box, it does have R and R. All right. Now, if this doesn't fit very well, you got to loosen up this so you can actually reach out. You could do it from here if you want. That's an option to loosen it out and then bring it a little bit lower so it could fit in. All right. Just make sure that it does fit nice and strong. All right, we're gonna connect one cable that's on the right hand side, but it says to check the stabilization first. You can check it up and down. Right now, we're just gonna plug in things. What we're gonna do is screws number 4, and this is the hardest part probably, just to screw them in there. All right, so we're gonna mount this now, and this is an easy one. All you have to do is just connect it to it, and that's pretty much it. Next is gonna be this connection, and it's underneath right here. If you guys can see it, it's kind of hard to see right here on the camera, but this pretty much connects in here. All right. All right, next is this part right here that connects, joints in here, and sends the actual tube to the actual connection here. So just slides in automatically. Well, not automatically, you gotta push it down, but once it slides in, you just find the connection here. Now we're gonna set up this piece here that goes in here. And these are the screws that came with the system, all right? Now this is for the spool holder. Look at that. Just slides in there. Right, they give you a little bit of filament for your test model. They give you the USB. There's a couple files in here that you could print out, lubricant, and for adjusting the actual system itself, because you could adjust it from both ends. Make sure also you adjust the nozzle. Make sure it's nice and fit in here. Make sure it's nice and fit in here. And it has easy access to the nozzle. I like that part because the other one's a little difficult, right? So, you got your power button here. 2 USBs, so that means I could probably set up 2 different cameras, or it could be the module that we have. We do have a filament module. This is where you connect the module for the actual filament, all right? So we're gonna do that later down the line, but today we're just gonna test it out first and see how well and how strong and how fast it is. All right, first time turning it on, we're gonna go through the features, all right? All right, so here you're gonna select your language, all right? So it's a touchscreen, everything's touchscreen, all right? And we're gonna do global. We do have an account. We have to set up our Wi-Fi. So the system's still cycling. The whole process is testing itself. It's going down the line. X, Y, and Z axis testing. And it's rattling a couple times here and there, but it's natural. So let's go ahead and continue. See how long it takes. All right, we just set it up on our phone. So we have the system set up also on our phone. It took about maybe half an hour to set up the whole process. Now we're going to go ahead and print out of the system here, but I want to show you guys something here first. All right, I want to show you the settings instead of, network, printer settings, general, device information, customer service. Now here on the prints, this is where you want to print. Your filaments that you have, you could connect up to 2 different ones. So that means you're going to have up to 8 different colors. And then your controls in here and your more settings in here. So we're going to go and print. I'm going to say print, and we have a test model in there. And there's a couple of test models that we have. We're going to do the dinosaur. So let's go ahead and do the dinosaur. But before we do that, we're going to set up the filament. All right, we're going to go ahead and print, leveling. All this is shaping. We're just going to go ahead and print right now, right? All right, so it's completed. It took about 30 minutes to build this thing. Not that bad. Now, look at this. Flawlessly. It did grab a little bit from the back. If you guys notice, it grabbed some of the ground, but that's because maybe the filament wasn't working. But look at this. This is the first one. The filament wasn't on properly, so I blame it on the filament, but so far the line on it, look at that, flexible. I'm gonna print something more difficult, but concerned that I did pick up some of the actual thing. Hopefully I don't have to put any glue on it. I don't want to start putting glue on this yet until we get a little bit further up. So maybe for a larger print, but today we're going to print a mask. I'm going to try to print something else and stop it in the middle of the print. So let's go ahead and print something else. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do a little bolt. Let's do that one. And it's going to take about 15 minutes. And let's see if that's enough filament for it. So go ahead and print. Let's come back and see how fast that one goes. All right, so we started the second print. And look at that. So we're going to power it off right now. As we speak, see if it has the recovery. The last one didn't have the recovery. Let's see if this one does. So when you disconnect it, like a power failure, if you have a large print and you're printing, power failure happens. 10 seconds. Power comes back. We want to see if it picked up from where it left off, or we have to do something else. So last one had an issue, and it didn't have a power recovery, and it was very necessary to have that because if you have a large helmet you're printing, so it's telling us right here, if you guys can see now, it says power interrupted detected. You presume? Yes, we do. Let's see what happens. All right. So looks like it's recovering, which is a great thing. That's what we want to see on this machine. That would have been a bad thing for it because you're printing large helmets or large printouts or dioramas or something big. It's going to take a lot of space. We needed to do that. So right now it's going to continue where it left off, and it's giving you a time. We're at 14 minutes. That's all we got left. 14 minutes to go. We want to see if it recovered and how bad did the print out good. So it just printed like a couple centimeters. I want to see how bad it looks, or if it recovered really good. I want to see if it creates a line on it. So that's what I'm more concerned about. About 16 minutes and 55 seconds. Let's take a look at it. Now I did stop it, and you can see the line where I stopped it right there. So, and it started right there. You can even see where the extra filament is at. So, and look at this. So you can print two things with the filament they give you. Not bad. It's not that bad, you know, but this you might have to add some filament and some fillers and then sand it maybe, but just in case you ever want to buy one of these, I gave you a couple options what happens. All right, I just want you to show you, prove something that is crazy. So this thing here is a cover for my table. It shifted completely. This thing shakes a lot, so make sure you have it in a place that it's going to be stable. Overall, this machine, I'm a fan of it, to be honest with you. I like that they added new stuff in here. In fact, let me turn it back on because we have to do a firmware out of the box. We still have to do a firmware upgrade on this one, but did a great job on the rest of the print. I can't see that much of line. You could tell it does need a little bit. You could tell the filament's a little wet because you could start seeing the stringing. That's what it is. But it did recover pretty good. One line that I messed up right there, but real good recovery. Overall, this printer, I'm a fan. I bought the first one, which is part 2 of it. This is 3. Now I'm gonna start using it to create larger prints and maybe multiple prints at the same time and fast produced. I like the setup. It's a lot lighter than the last one. Easier to set up, easier to use out of the box. Very simple. I hope you guys enjoy the video.